Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the windscreen options for the KTM 390 Adventure, so that if you're not pleased with this and you're doing more road traveling, you know what options are available. So stick around and I'll show you how I got and mounted the GIVI Sport Windscreen and the effectiveness of it compared to the stock windscreen. Alright, if you're running the stock windscreen and you're not doing a lot of highway miles, it's probably fine for you. But when I first got the bike, I was riding about 150 miles a day to go get it broken and to do some off-road and also some highway. And I found that this screen covers about this much of my chest, and then the rest of it was getting hit with wind. My shoulders were covered in bugs, and just the fatigue from the highway miles, I could really tell at the end of the day. So I knew for the type of riding that I want to do, the adventure riding, to get places hundreds of miles a day, that this wasn't going to work. So I had to try to find something that would work. Now, the great thing about the 390 Adventure is it uses the same headlight, the same GPS mount, and the same windscreen mount as the KTM 790 Adventure and Adventure R. So those windscreens, in theory, would be the same. So any of the touring windscreens that you find for those bikes will fit this. I already talked about issues with the windscreen, the current windscreen, and the type of riding that I want to do is hundreds of miles a day to get somewhere where I can do a lot of off-road riding. And I knew this windscreen wasn't going to cut it. The US vendors did not have windscreens in stock for the 390 or the 790s for that matter. So I had to kind of branch out, and what I ended up finding was the GIVI Sport Windscreen and mounting bracket out of a company called, I think it's Capri Moto out of Italy. So I went ahead and got that ordered in, and I'm glad I did. I still don't know if windscreens here in the US are available at the time of this filming, but I was able to pick up the GIVI Sport windscreen for $120, including shipping and handling, which included the windscreen and the bracket. So from US vendors, the whole thing would have cost about $160. So if this is something you want to do, that might be a way to save a little bit of money. It took a week to get in. I was shocked at how quickly it came in after ordering it. Mounted up super easy. I'm not going to go through all the mounting. I'll just run a little video over taking the current windscreen off, adding the new windscreen on, a couple of things that I may consider doing, and then I'll talk about where the wind from this new windscreen hits me when I'm riding. Oh, you're going to be tricky on it. Okay, windscreen is installed. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty solid mount. I did a bunch of riding off-road on the Colorado Alpine Loops outside of Silverton and Ouray, no problems whatsoever. And I did 300 miles on the way up and over 300 miles on the way back, and this made a huge difference. Now the wind off of this, for me, I'm 5'10", 10 and a half, somewhere in there, and it puts the wind right about at mid visor on my helmet, but on the sides it clears my shoulders, so I don't have all that pressure on my chest, so I can ride all day long and not have the fatigue that I had with the smaller screen. Bug, weather protection, I rode in a little bit of rain, it was enough to get it around, so I just had it on my windscreen. The only thing I may consider doing is adding an additional deflector to the top, so when I am doing hundreds of miles a day, it'll just get that wind right up over my head, and when I get somewhere I'm going to do the off-road, I'll just take that off and get going. So yeah, this is the GIVI Sport Screen. I know that they have a touring one that's even taller, but I didn't want that because I didn't want anything that close to me when I'm off-road. I didn't have any issues when I was doing the off-road feeling like the windscreen was close to me, never a problem. And it made traveling much more comfortable, sitting on this bike all day long, which is what I did doing the 300+ mile days. Not a big deal. Really comfortable, remarkably comfortable actually. So yeah, if this is something you want to do, GIVI Sport, pretty much all of the windscreens for the 790 Adventures will fit the 390 Adventure because of the headlight and the mount, like I had said before. Now there is one other windscreen setup that I thought was really cool. It is a rally setup for the 790, so it gives you that rally look. It was really expensive. It was around, I think, $350 for that, so 3 times the cost of this. Yes, it looked cool. Yeah, I like things to have that look to it. Functionality no different than this, so I decided not to do it. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you have one of the 390 Adventures and you're trying to figure out what to do with the windscreen situation so you can do a little bit longer touring, and I hope this inspires you to make some changes to your bike, get out and do some riding. It's still fall. There's a lot of great riding left, and I will see you out there. Universal. Let me start over.